75 years ago today, the RAF scrambled its airmen and launched attacks against German fighter aircraft off the English coast. It was the beginning of what became known as the Battle of Britain, the first significant Allied victory against the Nazis. Today, Spitfires and Hurricanes took part in a flypast over Buckingham Palace to mark the anniversary. The Queen and other members of the royal family watched on from the balcony, as Nick Hyam reports.
They were changing the guard at Buckingham Palace this morning, but the uniforms weren't Brigade of Guards red, but the blue of the RAF. Winston Churchill famously called them the Few, the young fighter pilots who scrambled daily to attack enemy planes in the summer of 1940. It was the RAF's equivalent of the Navy's Trafalgar or the Army's Waterloo, a decisive victory which changed the course of history. A battle fought in the sunny skies over the English Channel and southern Britain to forestall a threatened German invasion. The man leading today's flypast called it an honour to salute the veterans of the Battle of Britain.
It's very difficult to imagine what those guys went through at such a young age, thrown into battle like that, many times a day, day after day, not knowing if they were going to come back.
Watched by the Queen and other members of the royal family, the RAF's Battle of Britain flight came down the Mall. First came 3 Spitfires, and between them a pair of Hurricanes, the less glamorous but equally effective workhorses of wartime fighter command. And watching from the forecourt of the palace, 6 members of a rapidly diminishing band, the brave men who fought and flew in the battle. Afterwards, lunch with the royals and a group photo, though an impatient Prince Philip used some robust naval language when he thought the photographer was taking too long, to the apparent embarrassment of his grandson. But the veterans had no doubt heard worse and were happier to remember the camaraderie and confidence of youth. Paul Farnes was 21. He flew Hurricanes and shot down more than a dozen enemy planes.
One felt completely confident the whole time. I was never afraid. I never was apprehensive really, slightly apprehensive occasionally, but never much.
Men like Paul Farnes saved the country from an invasion. Today, their 21st century successors saluted them in the skies over London. Nick Hyam, BBC News.
It was the aerial battle that changed the course of the Second World War. Today, aircraft from RAF Coningsby took part in a special flypast to mark the 75th anniversary of the start of the Battle of Britain. On this day in 1940, the German Air Force attempted to gain air superiority over the RAF. Their ultimate failure was one of the turning points of the Second World War and stopped Germany from invading Britain. Today, a total of 10 aircraft flew over Buckingham Palace, watched by the royal family and also 6 surviving pilots. Well, those involved from RAF Coningsby spoke to BBC Look North about what today means to them.
The Battle of Britain is something that of course changed the course of history. The first battle to be fought solely in the air, and of course ranking in terms of significance with Waterloo and Trafalgar. So it changed the course of history. It's incredibly important that we remember and recognise that not only as the Royal Air Force but as a nation.
The men committed and lost a lot. We paid a heavy price, but we saved the nation at the time, and I don't think there has been a conflict quite like it ever since.
This is a big day. Yeah, this is very special. Over Buckingham Palace on the 75th anniversary of the Battle of Britain, the start of it, it doesn't get bigger. They're our heroes, and that is the truth. You know, we utterly love listening to their stories. You know, what they got up to 75 years ago. It's amazing. You know, they saved this country, and we owe them a lot.
Yeah, very special day.